Good evening, folks. We are here tonight for a very special episode of the Cold Takes Video Gaming Podcast. I have part of the Super Retro Force team here with me. We have Radbash, their founder and leader. We have Scorpio Cesarcade, Caesar. We have Mad Belmont. And we have joining us, unfortunately, without a camera, but he is still here, Surgeman X. How is everyone doing tonight?
Doing good. Doing
Great.
real good.
Living the dream.
Good deal.
Awesome.
Good deal. So, quite a long time ago, I met Scorpio Caesar. All right. So, cool dude. He has dual channels, one for his toys, one for the game collecting. Oh, look at that. He's got these effects going on in the back. That's beautiful.
I know how that happened.
And so, you know, we met a long time ago, and then I met Belmont, and then I met Radbash, and we've all, kind of developed a pretty great relationship working together. And through Radbash, I've met people like Surge, like Shinky, like Iowa Gamer Dad, like all of these incredible creators that are part of this team. So, Rad, the first thing I want to ask you about is what gave you the idea to bring this team together?
So, when I first started, I always wanted to do like a content team. I grew up watching like Channel Awesome, and I feel like these are bad examples because all the drama that's happened with them, but Channel Awesome and Normal Boots and things like that. And I always like the idea behind it. I like the, grow together versus grow alone. I think teams can accomplish so much. So initially I had set out to do this before with friends and family, and it didn't quite work, but it gave me an understanding of what I needed to do differently to make it work. And so just at random, it was brought up to, hey, why don't you start something up again? And, I was like, hey, why not? Let me see if I could get, some actual, creators and stuff who have the same vision. And I mean, the support for it was phenomenal. Every creator I reached out to in the beginning was just, yeah, let's do it. I'm down. Everybody had the same, like Retro Complex, Caesar, they've all wanted to be a part of teams. They all like the team aspect. So it was easy to do. And, I think we've assembled what I view to be a really solid group of guys. We just enjoy chatting and having fun and, making content for the viewers and things like that.
That is awesome. Let me tell you guys, before we go on to talking to some of the members, a lot of these like fly-by-night groups that come together, when you look at like the stuff they're putting out, it's honestly like not super high production value. It's kind of thrown together. Rad does an amazing job editing these videos together, and everyone does incredible parts. I think we've seen 2 official videos now, and they look incredible. The initial intro video and this last one was something really special. So guys, if you have not checked out the Super Retro Force and subscribed to them and checked out these videos yet, I highly suggest you do. So Caesar, what made you want to join the Super Retro Force?
So when I was approached by Radbash about joining the Super Retro Force, I was like, you know what? I don't see myself really growing any further than I already am by myself. And he told me about the idea, we're a group, we share each other's content, you know what I mean? We collab. I was like, you know what? That sounds more of up my alley, my speed at this point in my YouTube career, as they say, because I've been doing this for so long solo, and it just kind of like, I don't know, I want to say it's gotten stale by being solo, but it kind of gotten stale. You know what I'm saying? Like I needed something to freshen things up, to give it kind of a new lease on life in terms of like YouTube content. And I felt like if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together kind of mentality. And I was like, I'm all for that. So that's it. That's all it took for me to join up. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, let's do it.
I love that way of thinking. That's some good stuff. Now, Belmont, you were good friends with Radbash, like very close before forming the group with him. What are your thoughts on the group?
So, as you just said, I have been friends with Rad since last year. We got really close. We know each other pretty well at this point. I would dare say that we are brothers from another mother at this point. And this whole thing, weirdly enough, got brought up in a live stream I was doing. And Rad came to me and he was just like, dude, you wanna try this again? Because I was a part of the other team that he tried to do. And so I was just like, yeah, man, we're getting a second chance at this. I'm gonna do it because I love the idea that he had for the first team. I was bummed when we had to discard that. And so once we got the second win, I was just like, yeah, let's go. Let's do this.
That's awesome. It's really cool to work on something so special, especially in the beginning when it's with a very close friend. So, I feel really great for you guys because I think you guys are going to have a wonderful experience and you've added so many great creators to this. I almost view you as kind of like a co-leader with Rad because you've been there from the beginning. And I would feel comfortable like if I had a question for the group or if I wanted to collab or do business with the group, like I would feel comfortable talking to you just like I would with Rad. So that's pretty neat. So let's go on to Surge. Now, Surge, kind of the same thing with Caesar. Caesar sharing Surge's content and talking about him is what got me into watching his incredible videos and getting a look at his incredible collection. So Surge, what got you interested in joining the Super Retro Force?
So, as you know, me and Caesar have been friends for quite a long time. So, we've collaborated throughout a decade we've known each other. So, not that long ago, he hit me up. He's like, talk about the Super Retro Force. Tell me a little bit about it. I told him I was interested. Then I got in touch with Rad. Rad really filled me in what Super Retro Force was all about. And I like the idea of it. A bunch of creators getting together, making some great content. And just having fun, chilling, no drama. And I've always wanted to collaborate. That was my goal for this year, to collaborate with more YouTubers. And this was a perfect opportunity to do that. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity.
Good deal. Good deal. And definitely, many of you may be familiar with Rad and Belmont and Caesar from me sharing their stuff for like 2 years. Or for Caesar 2 years, and as I've met you guys, if you haven't checked out Surge, he's someone I'm kind of new to, but I love his content. So if you haven't checked him out, definitely check him out. A lot like Caesar, and you can see two great collections if you watch all the videos these guys put out. So the next thing I wanted to kind of touch on was how you guys felt about that first video. How was that working with each other? Were you kind of nervous about it? Rad, were you worried that, you'd get their submissions and you look at yours and you're like, oh no, I know when I collab, that's my biggest fear. I get 6 videos and I'm like, mine's the shittiest one.
So Caesar's laughing because Caesar knows that's exactly how I felt. He sent me his part, and I was like, "Oh, dude, what? This is awful. I've done awful. My part was terrible."
Brother Hogan.
He was the first clip I got, and I was like, "Oh, that's why I put him first." I was like, this is just the perfect way to start this video because it was crazy. He really brought the level to that, and it made me. I went back and reshot my part. I didn't even do a camera part for that one, but I went and reshot it. Sounded more enthusiastic. I was like, because he brought it. It was top notch. And don't get me wrong, everybody did. But for that first clip I got, I was like, oh man, I gotta do better. And everybody did phenomenal. I loved everybody's parts. I would say my biggest concern with it when it was getting set up was how are we gonna do this? Because everybody's known for so much different stuff. That's why I did the channel transition thing because they're all different channels, so you're basically popping to each person's channel to check out their part of the video is kind of how I did it. But yeah, no, it was something. When I got Caesar's clip, I was like, oh man, I need to hit the camera again because my part's terrible.
I'll tell you, that's a beautiful thing when you have a group of friends and community collabing like that because you actually make each other better. And whether it's actually going back and directly re-recording something or getting ideas and inspiration from these people that are so close to you, and you can talk to them and share your thoughts with them. And because you're close, it's like you're collaborating. You're not stealing their ideas. You're talking to them. Be like, hey, bro, can I lift that idea? That sounds really cool. So, Caesar, what did you think about that first video and your infamous Hogan scene? Which we're totally going to show right now.
As a Super Retro Force member, I have to talk about a game that belongs in the PlayStation 2 Hall of Fame. Well, look no further, brother, than WWE SmackDown. Here comes the pain. What you're gonna do when the Super Retro Force runs wild on you? What?
Are you showing it?
Well, I mean, I'll just cut it after.
Oh,
We're not live.
oh, okay. So,
And I'm gonna leave that in too.
Live.
Leaving that in too.
I
Comedy
thought you
relief.
were gonna like post it now, and everybody's gonna like. I forgot this isn't live. I'm so used to doing things live. Okay, so when I originally was thinking about it, I was like, man, I don't get to talk about wrestling games enough, and I love wrestling games. So I was like, you know what? I like. There's a lot of games on the PlayStation 2 that I really like, but let me talk something wrestling. But I was like, you know what? I don't want to just talk about a wrestling game. I want to get into character. It's not something I tend to do very often anymore on my channel, unfortunately. But I feel like the Super Retro Force, like I said, it gave me kind of a new lease on this thing. And I was like, you know what? Let me go freaking all out with this. And so, like, every part that they asked me to be in, you know what I mean, for any video, I'm going to bring that level up even higher for the Super Retro Force.
And you
So
definitely
I don't know.
did.
Yeah, I
definitely
ordered the
did.
mustaches. I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's go.
I promise you the most comments in the comment section of this podcast will be about Hogan as well. You steal the show. So
I
It was
appreciate
good.
that. It wasn't my
was good.
intention to make anybody feel like crap about their part, but I just
So Belmont, now I
My-
know that you are someone that does a lot of editing. You're an editing expert. Now on these collabs, do you assist Rad in the editing or do you not?
Rad does most editing himself, but he'll come to me and he'll just be like, hey, what do you think about certain transitions that I should do? And he came to me with the channel idea, and I was just like, yeah, dude, that's perfect. It's like you're sitting on the couch on a Saturday morning flipping channels to see what cartoon's on, you know? And so we just kind of bounce editing ideas like that off of each other. A lot of my stuff that I do on my channel is because of him. Like, you know, and that type of stuff. So we all help each other out in some sort of way.
Yeah, that's awesome. You guys are getting a good behind the scenes look at how the Super Retro Force is working. This is really cool stuff. So Belmont, now some of these creators, are they new to you? Like some of the newer people that are coming on, is it cool to see, you know, what kind of things that they bring to these collabs in the first, you know, video or two that you're seeing from them?
Yeah, some of them were definitely new, like Surge and Retro Complex, and then some I had known before, like a Caesar, and I'd actually been watching Iowa for a few months, and then when Rad told me he was coming on the team, I was like, what? Yeah, like, it was insane. So, yeah, getting a mix of people I'm familiar with, but now I get a chance to work with them, plus getting new people is just awesome. And then there's people like John and Chinky that I had known for years. I've known them since like 2018. And so being on this team with them, I could not ask anything. I have Rad, I have John and Shinky, I have my boys, and then I have everybody else who has become my boys since then. So yeah, it's awesome.
Sounds wonderful. So Serge, what is it like? Because you have a very big, impressive catalog of content. And you've done collaborations with people like I loved you and Caesar's game hunting video. But what's it like working with such a big group? And is it your first time doing this?
Yes, in fact, it is. It's actually refreshing as you can bounce off ideas from one another, really see other users' styles and how they create videos, and what games they like. I think that's really a cool thing because it gives everybody a unique identity. Like such as Belmont really likes Castlevania. I like Mega Man. Sai likes Sonic. So just seeing a unique group of people come together really kind of inspires me to do better myself when it comes to making video content.
We basically have Smash Brothers here. We have all the characters included. That is pretty.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that is pretty neat, though, because, like, all of you really do have these specialties, and it's a really cool thing to see blend together in the community. Now, I'm lucky enough to be part of these guys' Discord, and they are just as positive and creative and nice as they seem here. It's a great place. You all should check that out. It is public, right, Rad?
Yeah, it's public. It's a community server.
Yep.
Good deal. And like I said, these guys are exactly as they portray themselves. A lot of people can be very different. We've all dealt with those people when they're off camera and you're dealing with them in real life. We've had struggles with people like that recently. So it's really refreshing to see a community of people. And I only know a few of you personally, but I look forward to working with and collaborating with and getting to know these other people on your team as well. So that kind of ends the little intro where we were talking about the Super Retro Force. So I kind of want to talk to each of you about what we're currently playing right now. So Rad, what in the last, say, 2 weeks have you been focusing your time on?
So I haven't done a whole lot of gaming because I was setting up the new game room. I did manage to squeeze in a little bit of Helldivers, a little bit of Warzone, unfortunately, and a little bit of Dragon's Dogma 2. But that's really about it for me. Like I said, I've been pretty busy, outside of work, and then trying to put all this together. It's been pretty hectic.
Is Dragon's Dogma 2 as awful with the microtransactions as they claim?
They're not important. That's the thing, is it's like little side items you don't need. Like, so I understand when people are upset. Like, don't get me wrong, I hate microtransactions and DLC and things like that. But no, I don't think it's as bad as it was like portrayed. But I could understand how it would upset some people. But it's side stuff. It's like an extra piece of food or extra this or things like that. So it's not really like needed.
So is it kind of similar to what they did with Resident Evil, where you can unlock things that are convenient,
Yes.
but you would not need it to play and experience the game regularly?
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Okay, because I have not actually directly talked to someone that had actually played it. You just see the hyperbole from everybody that either the game is legendary or it's absolute shit, and I'm like, which is it? So, what are your initial impressions of it?
So I went into it with love for the first one. I love the first one. I remember playing it with my brother. Like he would have my guy go with him on quests because it's not a multiplayer game, but you can have your guys go on adventures together. So we would just sit and watch each other. And I loved it. So the second one going into it, the hype was up here for me. Like I was like, I'm gonna love this. It needs to be good, and I was not disappointed. It has been phenomenal to play so far. I've really enjoyed it. It took everything that I loved about the first one and did cocaine and went maximum level, in my opinion.
Good times. So Caesar, what have you been up to recently?
So I've been I've gotten I've just been stockpiling all these games that I've been getting recently. Like it's ridiculous. I said I was gonna calm down this year, but apparently I did the opposite. I just got this for my mother-in-law as an Easter gift, and I'm so excited to get into this.
Nice.
Nice.
Showtime. I played the demo and I was like, this looks like such a chill game, and it's definitely going to be a comfort food kind of game. I also ended up I got into this game called Onrush.
Oh, yes. Yes, dude.
Thank God. You see, this is why I teamed up with these guys, because they know greatness. Nobody's talking about this game.
Oh,
It came
good.
out
That game is so much fun, dude.
2018. It was made by the guys who made MotorStorm and Drive Club, and I love those games. And unfortunately, I passed on it when it originally came out, so the servers have since been shut off. But from what I've played, this is like Burnout on crack.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And
crazy.
mixed with MotorStorm. It's so fun and chaos. Absolutely love it so far. I also got Gigabash finally in physical form from Limited Run Games. This is a Kaiju Arena style brawler.
What?
So I don't know if you've
Bash.
heard of this one, Jay, but if you've it's been out digitally for a while, and it also has DLC for 4 Godzilla characters and DLC for 4 Ultraman monsters characters. So I've got a video for this one coming up soon.
And guys, if you want to check that one out and you're not as concerned about the physical, it is on PS Plus Premium.
That's true, and it
is
also goes on sale very frequently. So definitely check Gigabash out if you're a fan of the King of the Monsters games, and even Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee.
I know
all
what
those
I'm
other
trying
games.
later.
And last but not least, what really has my full undivided attention right now, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting to Sector 7 now, so I'm invested 100%. Now that Rebirth is out,
I was about to say.
I decided to wait until the PS5 upgrade came out, and then I would get a PS5. I eventually did get a PS5, but I never got into it until I wanted to wait till Rebirth actually came out, because you know how long these games take to come out.
Yeah.
I didn't want to finish this and then be like, I gotta wait 2 years now. You know what I mean? So now that Rebirth is out, I'm finishing up this one. I want to get Crisis Core Reunion, I think it's called.
Oh, so good. So good.
I want to get that. I never played that to completion, and I'm looking forward to playing through Rebirth. So yeah, you never hear me talk about JRPGs, but it's Final Fantasy VII. That's my favorite.
Good deal.
And that's it.
Good deal. I love how I'm pretty sure in the other podcast that I did with you that had video, you were like busting out with like actual copies of games. I love that you like bring that stuff to the table. Like no one expects it, but like it just adds like another level of depth. It's so good.
I always have everything at like an arm's length of me, so whenever I can show something off, like you see this one, like Liquored Up in Live, I'll just start grabbing stuff and be like, look at here. Like somebody will mention, Zoo will mention Morrowind, and I'll be like, here's Morrowind right here in the flesh. I love that. I love physical copies. I love physical media. I love the physical games in general. So if any chance I can show it off, I'm going to do it.
It was awesome. We actually have, and I'll release it someday. Maybe I'll just release it as like a 10-minute special. We had recorded an interview, me and Caesar, for the doomed second episode of Cold Nights TV that never came out.
Wait. Hold on. Why is it doomed?
It
supposed to come out.
It did not catch on.
Well, you only did one episode.
And it didn't catch on.
Yeah.
Keep up the conversation, Caesar.
Regardless,
you gotta keep going, baby.
Regardless of whether
second time is the charm.
Regardless of whether we bring back the variety show or not, I definitely do want to release that because so we were talking specifically about the claim sales he does, and he literally had like the whole stack. And he's literally like showing off like every one. And I was like, freaking yes, this is awesome. So, and it was actually right after Look It Up in Live too. Like you did it directly after. So like you were extra chill. Because you had just finished up Look It Up in Live. So.
I was buzzed. But I was like, let me do this without making myself look stupid for Jay. But I think I did pretty decent.
Yeah. We'll probably have to show some of that in the commercial break that we'll have a little bit later, for sure. So, Belmont, what have you been up to, sir? I hear you've beaten some long-awaited games.
Yeah, so I have conquered some gaming demons. I went and beat Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I went and beat Ghouls and Ghosts afterwards. I beat Mega Man 3 not too long before those two. And in my current rotation right now, I have Mega Man 4, I have Ghosts and Goblins on the NES, and later tonight I'm going to actually start up some Resident Evil 0 because I've been doing some Resident Evil content on the channel here recently. So, that's got me back in the mood to go shoot zombies in the face. So,
Belmont, you got to play this next. Make this a priority.
That is after Gargoyle's Quest and Demon's Quest. I'm going in order. Even though I went out of order.
Oh, he switched it up. He changed his mind halfway through.
So what
I was just like, okay, all that's left, I'm going to go in order.
So what is the next game that you plan to conquer from your past?
The next one, let me see. I've done Contra already. I did that last year.
Nice.
Super Ghouls and Ghosts, I've done. Let me see. Is there really
Have you ever played
more?
a Castlevania game?
Oh, dude, those are my comfort games. Those are my comfort games.
I heard that series was pretty good.
Everybody says, dude, why don't you ever talk about the Castlevania games you're playing? I'm just like, I play those to relax, people. I just want to, after doing some editing and filming and stuff like that, if I just want to sit down and relax, I play those. And then people look at me side-eyed like,
he plays them in his sleep.
You play those games to relax? Like, what is wrong with you?
Good times. So, Serge, what have you been up to in the gaming realm?
Unfortunately, haven't been gaming too much, but I did find some room to some time to play some games. So I played Chrono Trigger for the millionth time. Just finished the game maybe like last week. Timeless game. I could easily replay that game over and over again.
100%.
And I've also been playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And that game is fantastic. It has exceeded my expectations. It really, truly feels like a Final Fantasy game that harkens back to the originals, such as like on Super Nintendo and PS1 with the openness of the world, which is quite fantastic. So I'm looking forward to getting through that game. And honestly, that's really about it for games right now.
Good deal. Good deal. So I'm glad to hear you've all been keeping busy in the gaming realm. Unfortunately for me, it had been 2 years since I got addicted to this, and I had pulled away from it. I didn't want to mess with it anymore because it usually costs me a ton of money and takes up all my time, and I can't really make content if I just play this 24 hours a day. And I am once again addicted to MLB The Show. I'm one of those rare geek jocks. I played baseball in high school. I've always loved baseball. It's always been my thing. I used to tell people the most important things in the world were baseball 1, pizza 2, girls 3. Baseball, unfortunately, has taken over my gaming time again. I think over the first weekend I had it, I pretty much played like 12 hours a day. It was pretty crazy. I'm still streaming. Last week we streamed the Inuyasha role-playing game and had a good time with that.
That was good.
Tonight we have a couple like indie Switch titles that we're going to be trying out. So that should be fun. But yeah, we're still trying to stick to streaming like the the indie Switch stuff, JRPGs. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, the Wii. I always have my Wii version 2 right at the desk.
The Wii 2!
Wii 2! A new controller for the Wii!
Woo!
But, yeah, so that's what I've been doing. Thankfully, I have not put a whole bunch of money into it yet, because just like Madden or NBA 2K, they have infinite microtransactions because of how you get players. So luckily, I've been able to stay away from that, but the cost of that is putting in a massive amount more time. So hopefully, I can actually get like another list video out. And I do have the 2 podcasts that we're doing this week with these lovely guys. And we have another one coming up later in the week with Milla from Milla's Game Room. So that should be good. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. So with that being said, that's a little history of what we've been doing for the last couple of weeks. What I really want to get to is you guys' introductions to gaming. What got you into gaming? And I don't mean what was like your first game when you were like 6. We all have that, and I'm sure we've all told those stories. But what made you decide to start these massive collections like we all have? To start doing YouTube? What inspired you to take gaming from a hobby to a part-time job or like a mega hobby? What made you take that step? So Rad, what got you to build that game room behind you and to make all the awesome content you're making?
So I actually owe that credit to my brother. He's my best friend, but the bond, it's, so he earned the title of brother. But I met him when I was 15, and he was a big retro gamer, big gamer. He had a massive collection. And at the time I was focused on sports and chicks and, everything else. But he was the opposite of me. So when I wanted to not do the things I was doing, I'd go hang out with him. And, we would play, he introduced me to Battletoads and things like that. And I told him that one day I would, pass his collection up. And it was a little joke I made. And then I one day just decided, no, I really want to, because I grew up gaming, but it wasn't like a big thing. I had a lot of other stuff to do. But I was like, no, I really want to get into this. And because of that, we started our first channel together, which is now gone, and things like that. It was forever ago. But we were like, hey, we're going to be YouTubers as well. And so unfortunately, he passed away, and I decided at that moment to continue what we had wanted originally to do, and that was to be YouTubers and talk about video games and build a community. And so that was why I did it. I built the collection because of him. I built all this because of him, and I'm thankful for it every day.
Good deal. Good deal. Great memories there. And that puts some more meaning behind it. It's not just a hunk of shit, junk everywhere. It actually has like a purpose and a meaning. So that's very important. Caesar, what got you to become Cess Arcade?
Oh man, it's I was never Cess Arcade until recently, actually, because I had the Solid as Godzilla channel, and you know what it is? I just did an unboxing video for, I think, Soul Calibur 4's Premium Edition. It was like a collector's edition. I saw people do unboxing videos back then, and I was like, hey, let me try one. I grabbed my mom's crappy camera, and I filmed on my bed with music playing in the background. It was awful. It's still up on YouTube because it's my origin story. And I saw other content creators, like there was this guy called Deefy from Big Smile Reviews. I saw him. He brought so much energy to his videos. Like, this guy was insane. Serge knows who I'm talking about because I met Serge through him.
Oh, wow.
Because they did a collab, and that's what really got the ball rolling for me, because I saw these guys and I was like, I want to do this too. So the problem is that at the time, my sister, who was, she was my third oldest sister, but she was closest to me in age. We used to play games together. She would watch me play games, horror games. We played through Turtles in Time so many times together. And she had gotten married and moved away. So I was the last in the house. I was just by myself at that point. So I was just like, I have no creative outlet anymore. Or, I have nothing to share. I have nobody to share this with. So that's kind of what kickstarted the whole thing. And from there, I started collecting. An incident happened in 2017 that we talked about before, where I lost most of that collection. A lot of it was water damaged. Some of it was salvageable. But it got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm not going to talk about video games anymore. So that's when I transitioned into figure reviews, because that's something that I still had and I was collecting at the time. It wasn't until like 2021, I think it was, 2021 or 2020, where I was talking to my wife and I'm just like, I kind of want to talk about video games again. She's like, oh God, really? And I'm like, yeah, I just want to do it again, because I would see Surge Man and his pickups, and he would I would get jealous, like not damn, I want what he has. I was just envious because it's something that I did collecting video games, and I just stopped. And the itch came back to me. He kind of motivated me to get back into it. He's like, dude, you should totally start collecting video games again. And I'm like, should I? At some point, I was just like, you know what? I think I'm going to try it again. And that's what birthed Scorpio Caesar and the Caesar Arcade. So
beautiful story. Good stuff. So, Belmont, what made you start the Belmont's Horde of Games?
Well, it all started with my brother as well. He handed me down an NES back when I was 2 years old. Best hand-me-down ever, by the way. And that's what really got me started into gaming. And then as I grew older, I was just like, you know what? Why not just collect the games that I like to play, And that's how all this right here got started. And it went in the movies as well. I collect movies too. They're a lot cheaper than games. Let me tell you that much.
Oh, absolutely.
And for someone that does not have a whole lot of money coming in, it definitely helps to, buy lower than buy higher. That's for sure. So I wait for a lot of sales. So what got me into YouTube, though, was poking and prodding from some friends of mine like John and Shinky and another friend of ours, Leafer90. They all kept pestering me for years because back in school, when I was in school, people told me, they were like, dude, you should be an entertainer or something like that. Like, your personality is just crazy, zany, off the wall type of thing. And I never really let that out too much. And then when I got tired of John and Shinky and Leaper poking and prodding at me, I was just like, okay, fine, I'll make a YouTube. Because I had been a streamer for I think about 4 or 5 years up to that point. So I was just like, fine, I'll do it. Just to shut you all up, I'll do it. And I said, I'll give it 6 months. If I do not feel like this is for me, I'm done. Okay, I'm done. And I tried it before, but it didn't really work out. I don't know, something clicked this time. And ever since late 2022, I've been doing this, and I have not regretted it once since then.
Good deal. Good deal. So, Serge, what got you into, the big collecting? And I'm like, you might have one of the most impressive collections around at this point, like for real. Have you ever got it valued, for one? Have you ever got it valued?
I haven't, but I track every game I buy on Game Eye.
Nice.
Love it.
So, according to that, a collection's valued around $50K.
Beautiful.
Wow.
I gotta look at mine.
Like my Switch collection is nearing 600 physical.
Wow.
So and I'm not slowing down. There's still stuff coming along the way. I don't think I'm ever gonna do this again with another console. So, but
what got you into doing it?
So what got me into YouTube and what led to the Surgeman X channel? In my senior year of high school, YouTube was still at its infancy. A buddy of mine, my best friend at the time, he told me, "Hey, check out this YouTube." I'm like, "What's YouTube?" Like, yeah, there's a bunch of videos of anything really on there. So I was like, "All right, cool." So I started checking out, saw some gaming content on there, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." And it wasn't until my first year of college I would skip class and watch YouTube. Yeah.
Nice.
And is when I saw, like Caesar mentioned earlier, a guy named Deefy, aka Big Smile Reviews, and this guy was so freaking energetic. All his videos were super entertaining, and it was at that point I figured, if this guy can do it, so can I. So I was like, I'm trying to remember what my first video was. It was actually like my top 10 games of all time, if I remember correctly. So eventually, I gained a little fan base. Eventually reached out to Big Smile Reviews. It was through him where I really met a lot of the people I still talk to today, such as obviously Caesar, a guy named Turtlebird, Kevin. Shout out to them. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened to the Deepster, but he's not really prevalent anymore because I feel like that guy would have been huge on YouTube. I could have easily seen that guy been like a million subscriber channel, like easily.
He would have been like PewDiePie is, Mr. Beast is now. Like, had he still been going, he would have been before them, like bigger than them.
Yeah, when I got in touch with him, he had like 15,000 subscribers before his channel got deleted, and he restarted it and built his fan base back up quickly because that's just how energetic and influential he was. So
Charismatic too.
very, very. So since I was working at the time too, I was able to build up my collection because the first time ever I was finally making some money versus when I was younger I'd only get a game for Christmas and my birthday, So I would just buy games from franchises that I really like, games I was curious about trying. And at one point, I built my original channel up to 1,000 subscribers, but then I just kind of lost the passion. I lost the fire. YouTube to me just became mundane. My heart wasn't in it anymore. But it took a couple of years off, and then, like Caesar mentioned before, we talked about giving this YouTube thing a try again, and now here I am rebuilding the channel back up. I hit 500 subscribers last month, so I'm halfway back to what my original channel was up, and that's really my gaming journey and my YouTube story so far. So I'm looking forward to see how things go for the remainder of the year.
Well, we're definitely glad you came back for sure. So as for myself, a lot of people don't know this. Cold Knights actually started as an eBay storefront. I was one of the dreaded enemy resellers. I would pick every week. And again, when we talk about like memories attached to it, during this time, my son was like a toddler. And me and my wife worked opposite schedules, so we never had to have a babysitter. So in the mornings, on the days that I was off and I had him and she was at work, we would go out to Savers, pawn shops, Goodwill, GameStop, and we would pick toys, plushes, games, movies, anything like a geek culture, books, magazines, whatever, and resell it on eBay and make wonderful profits. Now, again, this was quite a while ago. Things have changed. But eventually, it got so big to the point where I didn't want to do it anymore. Like, it became a second job, not like a part-time, like, side hustle. Like, I was shipping out 50 orders a week. I'm like, I can't do this. And my wife had no interest in doing it, so she wasn't gonna, want to help with it. And that's fine. It's not for everybody. I didn't, like, demand that she do it. She just wasn't interested. So the thing is, I stopped, but I didn't stop picking and accumulating. So that's why we call it the Game Horde. We've currently basically filled the whole house. We've basically filled 2 full storage units. It's pretty crazy. Back when I first started Twitter or X, I used to post the videos of like me going to the storage unit and like little pictures and like picking out like random figures and stuff that I hadn't seen in months. So it was really cool. And, I just had a lot of stuff. And I started getting into video game YouTube. And I was watching a lot of people. And I stumbled across Emily. And kind of like with Serge's story, reached out. And she was willing to teach me. And became like my mentor. And I remember my first video, and I was so proud to show everyone, was my Wii U collection. And it was like this super grainy, I'm like nervous. I'm not always looking at the camera. But I remember being so excited to show her what I did and then post it. And it was my first video. No one knew me. I got like 5 views, but that was fine. And I was so excited that I was like, I want to do a collab like people do. And so I reached out to people I knew from the comment sections on Twitter and on YouTube. And I reached out to a guy named Brandon, a girl named Allie, and a guy named Phil. And I had the 4 of us, and we started talking, and we were going to do this awesome collab. And then I was like, I'm going to ask Emily if she'll join it. And she did. And that was the first Cold Nights Halloween special. That was where the Haunter came from. And yeah, that's how I got into it. Just being excited and having friends. Like, I'm an old man. Like, y'all are young pups. All right. I'm 40 plus, old man. And, I've been working a long time. I don't have time to make friends. All my high school friends are, moved off or whatever. So I really take my online friendships and associations that I make very seriously. A lot of people don't think of them as real friends. But I consider, the people that I get close to be just as real as any friend that I had from high school or my childhood. So for me, it became not only an outlet for my creativity and sharing my collection, but a place for me to socialize. And it really helped with like depression and anxiety. And do any of you use it in like a therapeutic way like this? Like, social media and YouTube is full of evil and it can be awful, but there are good things. And a lot of the relationships and stuff I've made with people have helped me through tough times. So what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I definitely think that posting videos on YouTube and posts on Twitter and stuff like that can be therapeutic. Like, for the longest time, I had nowhere to share my passions. So I would occasionally upload a YouTube video, or I would do these. This is a series I used to do on Twitter. I used to do these 2-minute movie reviews because I love movies and I had nowhere to talk about them. So I was just like, I'm just going to upload these to Twitter and just see what's going on. People kept telling me, do this, do it on YouTube. We want to see you do it on YouTube. And so I thought, you know what? If people think that I am good with this, why not just get into gaming YouTube? Because I love gaming way more than movies. So yeah, that was kind of the spark for the channel, aside from the poking and prodding. Thanks, John.
So Rad, like, what do you think about using it as a way to like help in your personal life and being therapeutic?
So at first, like I said, I started back up because my brother passed, so it helped me occupy my brain, so I wasn't so like depressed all the time. now that's not really what I use it for. It doesn't like my anxiety and stuff like that's pretty much dead. It's more so the friendships I make. Like I don't like most people. And so like online friendships are easy because like, yeah, we could talk games for 30 minutes. You have your life, I have mine. We separate, it's great. I'll hit you up tomorrow. We can talk at like random times versus where in person I have to like kick you out of my house and it's a whole thing. So these are just a lot better, and where I live, there's not a lot of like nerdy people. Everybody's like boring. So I just really use it to make friends. So I can relate on that part. Like I consider the people like, not that like I just collab with like, because those are like, oh, like we work together. Like the people like you, I consider a friend because we'll just chat. Caesar, we'll just chat. All the guys on the team, like we have a whole group chat where we just like, just talk. And, those are my friends. So that's what I use it as is, let's be the homies kind of thing.
What about you, Caesar?
Oh yeah, man, absolutely. Like when I got out of high school and college, like, yeah, I had my friends here and there, but nobody really shared the same passions or like interests as I did. So when I did this whole YouTube thing, I met so many great people. Like for example, Surge Man. I've known Surge Man for the longest time. It seems like since what was it, 2009, 2010?
Yeah.
Wow. This guy was my best man at my wedding.
Wow.
Like seriously, like this guy, I chat with like almost every day. So it's like closer with a lot of these people, and it's sad, but it's true. With my friends on like YouTube, the people I meet on Twitter and Discord, closer to them than some of my actually family members, and I actually prefer it that way. Like Radbouch was saying, where I live, I don't know anybody out here. I moved away from my childhood home in New York, so I live pretty much in the middle of nowhere. And the thing is, I don't trust a lot of people. I just have a trust issue with people. So when I get to know you online, I'm able to, converse with you and not really have to, like judge you too much. And, and then it grows into something or it doesn't. But I've noticed recently, especially because of UJ, I've met so many people and collaborated with so many people within the past like couple of years. And it's insane just how many friends I've made recently. And now with the Super Retro Force, like the sky's the limit. Like I know so many people online now that, that whole Dunbar's number thing is starting to creep up a little bit. But like I trust these guys, and I've met so many great people through YouTube and through the social media. And like you said, yeah, there's a lot of toxicity in there involved, but I try not to involve myself in any of that bullshit because it's not worth it. Life is short as it is. I want to make the most friends I can with the same kind of interests that I can.
Good deal. Serge, what are your thoughts on the matter?
The internet is both a great place and a shitty place all in the same time. You're going to meet fantastic people on here, then unfortunately you're also going to meet a large amount of assholes as well. But you got to cut those people out and just focus on the good. Like what Caesar was saying, we met through YouTube. There's met a couple other people from YouTube I've met in the real life as well. And meeting new people, such as all you fine folks on the Super Retro Force. Talking to Gameaholic, realizing he lives like an hour away from me. So
Yeah.
What?
thinking about meeting up and doing a collab at one point. So it just
definitely.
goes to show, like, the power of the internet, when it works, it fucking works really well.
100%.
Yeah, and I love how these communities, when you really put the work into bringing people together, like recently when I got sick, ended up in the hospital, had kind of like a scare, if I was only dealing with like my friends in real life, I probably wouldn't have really heard from anyone, or no one would really be checking up on me. But it made me feel warm inside and really good, and it helped me with the process of needing to make changes in my life when all of these people that are just online people were calling me on the telephone, reaching out through texts and DMs, and inquiring about me and actually caring about what was happening to me. And that's something I honestly don't feel with my coworkers. I have 300 people that work under me, and I'm a great boss, of course. But, like, there wasn't the same, not everyone was like, oh my God, is Jay okay? Like, it was nice to have people that were worried about me. And I know that sounds weird and selfish, but it really helps to know that someone is thinking of you. So yeah, definitely the community around all of this. And that's why I love bringing people together for panel podcasts. The couple that I've done, I love talking to so many people and getting all these great ideas and thoughts from everybody. So we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to have the always fun panel lightning round, where I'm going to go through 20 questions with these guys and expect quick, no-nonsense answers about video games and geek culture. So we will be right back.
Get ready to meet the Super Retro Force, Rad Bash Gaming, the dork in the skull mask, gamer, collector, dudes on the run from the mob, Scorpio C's Arcade, aka Scorpio Caesar. My man got 2 names. The man with the bandana, gamer, collector, console lover, Retro Complex. You ever want to see a man dress in a tingle costume to tingle your insides? He's your guy. Gamer, collector, all-around legend. Iowa Retro Gamer, dad, father, obviously. That was a given. Gamer, collector. Did we mention he's a dad? I feel like we skipped over that. The Mad Belmont. Addicted to Castlevania much, my guy? I guess he also plays RPGs and other things. The Gameaholic. One angry dude playing those bad games so you don't have to. Let's get a little bit of rage up in here. Shinky JRPGs. Look at the adorable little cactus. Isn't it cute? Shinky be playing the RPGs and letting you know how they be. Metal Kitten Games. You a Pokemon fan? D&D? Maybe a little bit of video games? Metal's your man then. Wait, hold on. Is he wearing a onesie in this clip? Oh man, we're screwed. John McBaugh, the PC tech man himself. John streaming over in Canada. Yeah, that's right. We got a Canadian. We actually got 2, huh? Surge Man X, the retro wizard himself. Don't ask me why we called him a wizard. Surge collects, games, and creates epic gaming content on his YouTube channel. The YouTube team the world didn't know they needed, but they got them anyways.
And we are back with the Super Retro Force. We got Bash, we got Caesar, we got Belmont, and we got the Surge Man. And it is time for the lightning round, where I will ask rapid fire questions. And I want you guys to give me answers that come off the top of your head. I don't want anyone sitting there thinking about it for 5 minutes. We want the first answer, maybe a brief explanation, and we'll go on. So the order I have you on my screen is Bash, Caesar, Belmont, and Surge. So each time, why don't we go ahead and answer in that order? Panels can get a little crazy, but we're going to start on the lightning round. So, question 1, your favorite Final Fantasy character? Bash.
Cloud, easy.
Caesar.
Tifa.
Tara Branford.
Locke Cole.
Ooh, nice.
Good
choice.
deal. Good deal. And I would say mine is probably Vincent or Lucretia because of their story together. So I'm in the deep lore of Final Fantasy VII. All right. Favorite Fire Emblem character? Go.
Marth? That's tough. Yeah, Marth.
Camilla.
I haven't played any Fire Emblem games, so I have no answer here.
Email Byleth.
Ooh.
Claude.
Wow.
And I love him. Easy. All right. We'll skip that one because I don't know if any of you are crazy into Xenoblade. Are any of you? Should I ask that?
Oh, hell
I
yeah.
love Xenoblade.
Okay, favorite Xenoblade character?
Haven't played any of those, so
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pass on that one.
Pyra.
There you
Okay.
go.
I'm gonna go with Shulk.
Noah.
Yeah, that was-
I love him.
Shulk would have been my pick, yeah.
Okay, so this one's more broad. All right. Favorite JRPG or RPG villain?
I mean, Riku counts, right? Because I love Riku from Kingdom Hearts, right? We count
Yeah,
Riku.
I would count like
I mean,
action
he-
RPG. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, Riku. Love Riku. Oh,
Malos.
ooh,
Kefka.
ooh,
Also
Nice.
Kefka.
nice. Wow. Okay, cool.
Good deal. Good deal. I would probably have to say Sephiroth. The game is too iconic. I can't let it go. All right. And I wonder if I answered differently last time. Again, it's off the top of your head. Things change. All right. Okay, let me reword that. What is the one holy grail that you want for your collection but do not have?
Rule of Rose.
Have it.
I know you do.
What's your
Come
secret?
back to me.
Okay,
Caesar
me.
wants to use a lifeline.
Mine is a black label copy of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I need it. I need it.
Nice.
Have it.
Ooh.
Jealous.
I just bought my Holy Grail. That was Mega Man 5 NES complete in box.
Nice. Congratulations.
Good deal.
Thank you.
Okay, I know now. It used to be Magic Knight Ray Earth, but I already have that now. So
Wow.
I would have to say probably Chrono Trigger on the Super Nintendo.
Ooh, good pick.
Good deal. Mine is Kuon. I do not have it.
What?
Oh,
That's shocking. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's the one. So back in the day, I didn't want to spend a ton of money, and I had the option to buy Haunting Ground, Rule of Rose, or Kuon. At the time, Haunting Ground and Rule of Rose were about like 100 for a pristine complete copy, and Kuon was about 200. And I chose to buy the other, and did not get Kuon.
Smart.
So
you made the right choice.
Yeah, and Haunting Ground is phenomenal. So no.
Yeah.
Haunting Ground is the best of the three. So
Yeah.
for sure. Okay, what is the most time that you've put into any single video game? You can't count MMORPGs or Fortnite.
So Dark Cloud, thousands and thousands of hours. I play that game all the time. So yeah, they're thousands of hours. Dark Cloud. Yeah,
Awesome.
easy.
I think I put like 99 hours into Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Recent memory-wise, that's like the longest I've done recently. Yeah.
Symphony of the Night, easily. I can easily get 100, maybe even more hours out of that game because I love grinding Alucard up as high as I possibly can get him so that I can just literally melt Dracula when I get to him. So, yeah.
Serge?
Sonic 3. I've been playing that since 1994 endlessly.
Oh, it's the same as my Dark Cloud. It just never stopped. We just kept playing this one game.
Like me with my Soten.
So for me, it would probably be Final Fantasy VII. I've probably completed about 7 or 8 times, done a couple like level 99 runs. But that's as far as times completed. As far as the time played, it might be Suikoden. Because I probably only completed
Nice.
Suikoden 3 or 4 times, but each one, I got almost all of the playable characters up into the 70s. Because past 70, there's no point in leveling them. I've done a couple where I got like 10 people to 99 because they don't grow after that. But yeah, thousands of hours easily. For sure. Okay. What is your most overrated game series?
Like that we like or that we think is overrated.
That you think is overrated?
Call of Duty.
Assassin's Creed.
Red took mine with Call of Duty, so I'm just going to say Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, go get out of here. It's true though.
Hot takes.
Damn. I'm gonna pass on this one.
Serge didn't want to get canceled.
I would have to say Grand Theft Auto as well. It's something
Ow.
I hold on now. I adored Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2. Chinatown Wars, the top-down ones with the like animated story were incredible. When we went 3D, I really lost interest in it. Caesar wants to show us a whole bunch of stuff.
But these are the best ones right here,
I
man.
have
Guy,
to agree.
right?
Those are the ones that I love and care for and will cherish forever.
Which one's the best though? Vice City, my man. Oh, Caesar.
Caesar,
Yes,
Caesar,
sir.
where's
Yes,
your
sir.
San
Caesar,
Andreas, people.
where's your Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2? Where's your Chinatown Wars? Where's London 1968?
I need that one.
First
That's the
three,
one
and
don't
I
have.
and I sold my Chinatown Wars to GameStop.
Such good games. Love them, love them.
I like Chinatown Wars.
So that's
I
like
I
a
like the
50-50 answer from me. The original top-down stuff, I love. I have no interest. I have no interest in the new game that will be coming out in whenever the hell they release it, 5 years, whatever it is.
Well, we're dead. That's how I think it.
On
All right.
PS7.
This one's very specific. Favorite boss fight in a game?
Oh man. I love boss fights. Oh man. Dang it. I'm gonna go Captain Hook on Kingdom Hearts. Man, that was a bad pick. Bad pick. Ah.
Caesar.
Caramelia from Bloodborne.
What the hell, dude?
What?
That's
Did I steal from
mine.
you?
I have to pick a different
No.
one now. Let me tell you, if you
Mine.
guys have not got that one, if you have not played Bloodborne and fought Vicar Amelia, if you want to hear the most terrifying screams in the scene
Bloodborne is-
leading up to
I
her
love that
transformation and all throughout the fight, she makes these unholy, terrifying screams that will like haunt your nightmares. It's incredible.
I love
Belmont.
her.
Mine is Dracula, but specifically the Super Castlevania 4 version. That one is perfection.
Xemnas, Kingdom Hearts 2.
Nice. Ooh, good pick. Good pick.
Thank you.
Good times. Yeah, I mean, Caesar took mine. That it was absolutely what I was gonna say.
Sorry.
If I had to pick a second one from that, it would be after the Chalice dungeons when you fight the Thumerian Queen, and she like attacks you with her blood, and she's like cutting herself to spray like toxic blood on you, and the work that you had to do to get to her was incredible. So that was an awesome boss fight too.
Can I change mine?
Sure.
It would be Ganon from Wind Waker. Love that fight.
Oh, that was
would
definitely
be- that-
a great
yes,
ending to
would
that
be,
one.
That would be
Good
mine.
choice.
Yes, that one.
Good
That
deal.
doesn't count. I had to think, but yeah, that favorite boss fight. Right there.
All right. Who is your most attractive character of all time in video games?
Ruby from Dark Cloud.
Oh man, don't make me choose. Shermie from King of Fighters. I love those bangs.
Ooh,
Jill Valentine.
Oh, that's a good one
one.
right there.
good pick.
Bill
Good
Sandwich.
pick.
Jill Sandwich.
I'll go Tifa as just the top of my head.
Yeah, good pick.
Renoa, hands down. I was literally in love with her like she was a real girl. That's how it was. And then probably more modern games, Claude, absolutely. Let's see. Saddest scene in a game.
Ooh. Okay, so this one broke my heart as a kid. It's when Roxas dies in Kingdom Hearts 2. Spoiler alert, sorry.
Ooh, that's a good
Whenever he has to go away for Sora to come back, it broke my heart. It was so sad.
Spoiled it pretty bad.
You haven't played Kingdom Hearts 2? What are you doing?
I should have said Kingdom Hearts for the overrated series part.
Oh no.
Oh, you would have had me in red.
Me, Sergeant Belmont will all fight you, bro. Don't even.
I will
About to
find
get
you.
left.
I'll help you,
All right.
Caesar.
Okay, thank you, Jay. I appreciate it. I'm just gonna stand behind Jay while he takes all the hits. He's gonna be my shield. Okay, what was the question again?
For real?
Saddest gaming moment.
Yeah.
You legit forgot.
That was
No,
awesome.
there's a few. I'm gonna say that scene from Final Fantasy VII. It still gets me choked up to this day.
Oh.
Just seeing her,
Yes.
even in remake, well, just spending time with her, it's just it brings me to tears because of how emotional I am over that scene. So
Good pick. Good pick.
I don't want to spoil it, but everybody should know what I'm talking about.
Okay, it was hard. It was hard not to spoil this. That's such a the question is very focused. Sorry, I'm sorry.
For me, it's easily got to be the halfway point of Final Fantasy VI, which it makes you think is the end point, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, Kefka's one. He turns the world into the world of ruin, and you've lost. And up to that point, games had been, you just go and there's the villain, you beat them, it's done. That game basically flipped it on its head, and I'm just like, no, this is not how it's supposed to be. So yeah, that fucked me up for the longest time. I was too young to be playing that game too. I was 4, so that really fucked with me.
Drama.
I have to go with the end of the Chrono Trigger, not knowing if a certain character was going to be alive when they went back to their time period. And with the music combined, it gets me every time.
Wow. So for me, it's anything to do with Mipha from Breath of the Wild. If you guys have, I don't want to plug myself, but watch my video, Tragedy of Breath of the Wild. When I made that, I actually was crying. I'm not lying. I'm not saying that to be funny. Like, Mipha legitimately broke my heart. Like, you can even hear it in my voice. You can hear it in my voice when I'm talking about her. And then the specific scene that kills me is when they all get together for a photo. And that was actually what played at the end of my video. And, like, I could just watch my own video and just cry right now. Mipha is by far the most tragic character and probably one of my favorite characters of all time as well. And that's why, I'm glad that I was able to make that video and change a couple people's opinions on not only the game, but there was a lot of people that did not like the champions. They're like, oh, it's the, happy tree friends of Zelda. No, they're beautiful stories. And I was a denier of it too. And I said I hated the game. And then I finally sat down and played it and blew my mind. It was crazy. So yeah, Mipha is very sad. All right, let's see. We're getting to the end here. Your favorite song in a video game. Go.
Oh, Simple and Clean. Hands down, Simple and Clean.
Oh,
Easy.
That's such a good choice.
Simple and Clean.
Beautiful.
Oh.
She's my Madonna.
Man. No, I can't answer this. Come on. Yeah, come back to me. Let me think about this one real fast.
Okay,
He's gonna just phone a friend.
Mine is very simple. It is from Rondo of Blood. It is Opus 13 or OP13. It's went under a lot of name changes, but that song, it is the Stage 5 alternate theme in Rondo of Blood. Oh my God, when I first heard it, I was like, yep, that's it.
Caesar.
The Streets of Whiterun from Skyrim.
That is a beautiful song.
Not the favorite. I have so many, but it's one of my favorites. That popped into my head right away. Yeah.
Serge?
I'll pick Marble Garden Zone from Sonic 3.
Awesome.
Ooh, good pick.
Love that song.
So for me, it's any song that Akira Yamaoka and Mariella McGlynn did together from any of the Silent Hill soundtracks. The standouts, the two standouts for me are probably Tender Sugar and Room of Angel. He is a beautiful composer, and she has one of the most beautiful, timeless voices. And all of the just composed music that Akira did, stuff like Promise and all the characters' themes, they're incredible. But when Mariella McGlynn sings, my freaking heart drops. And if you guys have not heard Room of Angel from Silent Hill 4, go listen to that as soon as you're done being part of this podcast or watching this podcast, and it will blow your goddamn minds. Silent Hill. All right. Let's see. All right. We're going to go with the final question here. If you had to be any class in a role-playing game in real life, let's say the eclipse today throws the world into chaos and monsters attack, what would be your job or your class when you joined the fray?
Something we would want or something, because I would be a human shield, let's be real, but I would have to say thief. It's just what I go in every game as thief.
Nice. Caesar.
White mage, because I want to stand back and help and heal everybody in front of me that's doing all the hard work.
Good on you.
And not get hit.
Belmont.
As my name suggests, I am a Belmont, so I would be a whip-wielding vampire hunter.
Makes sense.
Good deal.
I
And
would
Surge.
go with Paladin. The best of both worlds, can heal, and I could swing a massive sword.
All right, so I would actually go with something similar, Paladin or Crusader, but I would definitely wield a spear, for sure. I'd be me and Surge would be standing in front of Caesar while he healed and helped everybody. It'd be good times. All right, so the
Dragoon
lightning
is
rounds are
actually my favorite class in Final Fantasy.
yeah, good.
Yeah, I
deal.
love Dragoons.
So lightning round was fun as always. So definitely some enlightening answers there from everybody. So we're kind of coming to a close here. We're just over an hour. So I want to give each of you a second to plug your personal channels, and then we'll close it out. So Rad, where can folks find you and your team?
So you can find me at Radbash Gaming on YouTube. I also have like a Twitter and things like that. But you said the team too, so I mean Super Retro Force. So obviously you can find all of us there making exclusive content. We also have a TikTok where we post shorts and things like that. But yeah, that's me.
Good deal, Caesar.
Come to the C's Arcade. Welcome as always, and we talk about video game collecting, claim sales. We're the best places to buy those games, holographic video game cover arts, favorite video game music, and very soon you're going to see more episodes of Plastic Polygons, where I talk more about video game characters or creatures that have an action figure based off them.
That's awesome.
That is cool. Belmont, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me at the Mad Belmont on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. I like to keep everything universal, so you can find me pretty easily. And yeah, you can also find me over on the team channel.
Good deal, Serge.
You can find me over on YouTube as SurgemanX, along with my Twitter and Instagram, and also at the Super Retro Force.
All right, so Bash, let's name off the other members that weren't able to make it. Some of them had prior engagements. Some of them got stuck at work. Who are the other people that my viewers should definitely check out?
We got, Caesar here, Surge, Belmont. Okay, so, and we just added people. Okay, my brain. I apologize to any of you guys if I forget you. I'm going to try my best here. You got to remember. Okay,
I'll
so
remind you.
Yeah, so we got Gameaholic. We got Retro Complex. IO Retro Gamer Dad. I'm going to list people who are here. I'm sorry. Scorpio Caesar, Arcade, Belmont, Surgeman X, myself. Shinky, Sai from Which Way Games,
John McBaugh.
John McBaugh, who was supposed to be here tonight. Unfortunately, he had some stuff come up. And
We got some new members.
yep, we got Roy from Geeks of Rage now, which he just joined today, actually. And Good Talk HQ. And I believe I got everybody, right?
Metal Kitten was part
Yeah,
of it.
Metal unfortunately is military, so he's getting deployed, so he went ahead and stepped down to go serve, and we commend him for that. We completely understand.
Awesome. Very good, for sure. All right, well, I appreciate you all coming on. Viewers, I implore you, check out each of these guys' individual channels and check out the Super Retro Force. These are not only cool guys, but they're very special. I don't even like to use the word content creators. They're my friends, and they make incredible shit. So please check them out. Thanks again for coming on. Viewers, thank you for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, stay creepy.
Stay creepy.
Hey,
Movie.
Been wanting
right.
to say that for so long now.
I think that...